To the U.S., where the 5 biggest airlines have dropped compulsory face coverings after a federal court ruling. That decision came just hours after a U.S. judge overturned a federal mandate for passengers to cover their faces on flights. Now, the industry had been lobbying the White House to ease these rules. Let's get the story now with Bloomberg's Rachel Chang. So, Rachel, where I am here in the U.K., we haven't had mask mandates for some time. So for our international audience, walk us through why this would have been a controversial decision in the U.S.
Right. I mean, I think in the U.S. it's very much the same mood as in the U.K., where, the pandemic is very much in the rear view and people want to get back to life as normal. But why it is controversial is because it's going against what the CDC nationwide mask mandate was. And with the federal judge striking that down, it's basically setting a precedent saying that the CDC and the national government, the Biden administration, will not be able to mandate masks going forward. And, if we do, again, come back to the pandemic, if there is another variant, if there's a need for these emergency measures again, this really the Biden administration is really hamstrung in terms of what it can make people do with the precedent that this ruling is setting.
Good afternoon, Rachel. So what are the broader implications beyond the fact that Biden's administration is hamstrung if there is another wave of the pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, I think the broader learnings from the entire pandemic, I think coming from Asia especially, is that you do need that mass buy-in and that compliance with these social distancing and safety rules, right? And I think in the UK, in Europe, in the US, especially in the US, there was much less of that. Mask wearing was a very politicized issue. People really didn't feel like the government could tell them what to do. At the same time, as you said, the airlines were very much against taking down this mandate because their staff, the stewardesses, were getting a lot of pushback, sometimes passengers reacting violently for them trying to institute this mandate. But what it does show us is that going forward, the U.S. is not going to be going down the road of taking some of these lessons about social compliance and people really needing to buy in to the efforts to stamp out a pandemic.